Good
Good
morning, good
morning.
morning,
Good
good morning,
morning.
everybody in podcast land. I
Good
had to get my
morning.
good morning in there first because my wife, you know what I mean, she tried jumping that first with the good morning. I'm the first good morning. And and then I'm the one that says live. I don't understand sometimes what's going on, baby.
Well, stay ready and you ain't gotta get ready. If you don't do it, that's what I'm for, to back you up. So when you
There you
take too
go.
long to say what
That's
you
the
gotta say,
worst
then I let
thing
you
that
know.
ever can happen to a person is control, y'all. Once they get a little bit of power, you know what I mean? Once they get a little bit of power, HNIC, y'all know what that always stand for. HNIC, Head Negro in Charge. I'm gonna learn how to do it. I'm gonna learn how to do all that engineer stuff. You know what? I ain't gonna get no rest the rest of the week. I'm just gonna practice being an engineer because I can do what you're doing. I don't need to take this abuse.
Guess what? Says the man
What?
who will be he'll be asleep before y'all even put your phone down.
Baby, you know we live. You ain't had to say that.
I'm
But
just
you know what?
saying.
Just in case y'all didn't know, we're live. Another job I got. Another job. I got so many jobs. I don't know how this thing goes. Good morning, Gina Lee.
Good morning, party body. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
CC.
Good morning, Gina.
y'all look like every time y'all speak to each other, y'all smile and grin and stuff like that and try to figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Oh
But
my God.
that was the old me. I used to feed into that, but this is the new me. The new me just say, I say, let them go up and do their thing. You feel me? I'm just gonna
Mm.
patiently wait in the background. That's my little new little slick move. Cause it's a matter of time before you come up with another job I get, even if I had to invent one. So without further ado, everybody, I'd like to welcome you into Simply Us, let you know who we are. Some people are still, go off and deny us so I can say that, who we are. We are that person to my far right. I don't know what as Gina Lee. I call her Rosanna Dana Anna, and she is our historian. Person right next to me is my lovely wife, CC, her current events, and she is also our engineer. And me, I am Gina. Tell them who I am, baby.
The creator, the
Uh huh.
founder,
Uh
the
huh.
host,
Uh
the
huh.
moderator,
Uh huh.
and the person that says live.
Oh golly, not bad for an ex-West Baltimore dope fiend jailbird thug, huh? Don't give up on us for the miracle happens. Hey y'all, we gonna get into the show today. I'm gonna start doing a little better. I'm gonna learn how to do a little better. Today we're moving right along. We've been uh dealing with different things and coming up with different events and all that kind of stuff. We haven't been able to cut Gina loose on y'all lately. She's doing like one topic, and actually it affects me because I really like Gina to do two topics because Gina does a lot of research on her topics. And some of the topics that no, see, that's not true, right? See, we laugh about it all the time we get off there. Not some of all the topics floor you, don't they? All
Yes.
genuine topics floor you because when she first started off, it started off as tangible, something we knew we could grasp. W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, if something we could grasp, we knew. Remember, see? And then
Yeah.
she said, well, I'm going to do my thing on, wait a minute, uh, shucks. Wait a minute. Well, I know I wasn't going to get it anyhow. But anyway, the gentleman with the car wash. I try to remember people's names. I just don't remember names, y'all. I'm not good at it. But I'm gonna do a little better now, baby. Didn't you order me something?
Yes. Prevagen.
Okay. Huh?
Prevagen.
Prevagen. Let me tell y'all something else. I'll go first today because I got two topics. I'll go first today. Uh, let's get our prayer in so we can start the show. Father God, thank you for the wonderful things that's going on in our world today. Father God, give us strength to get through what we're doing. Father God, first of all, my prayer is about myself today first. Father God, I just had so much fun doing the podcast with my friend and my family. Father God, I have so much fun doing the podcast out here with my listening audience and everybody that's chiming in. I really just enjoy it. And I just want to thank you for this little treat and toy and the trick that you gave me. Father God, we always pray for those people over there fighting them God-forsaken wars. Some even, Father God, even losing their life, being away from their families, losing their limbs, losing their sight. Father God, please keep them as safe as you can. Father God, we always make sure that we pray for those who are dealing with this God-forsaken pandemic. So, do the best you can with them out there. Father God, we always pray that the panel does the best thing that they can. You know what I mean? To get the word out. And we pray that everybody is listening. We always make sure that we go off and give our honor to the person, my big cuz Helen from North Carolina, who teaches us all her saying. It's grace and mercy. That's all you really need, people out there in podcast land, is grace and mercy. When you get those two things, you should be able to do the rest on your own. Moment of silence, please. Amen.
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 I think the funniest thing you can ever do. Y'all, out there in podcast land, is to know that the person's on the air and ask a question about the show. You call on the phone. You can't make this up. This is the funniest thing you ever seen. You texting me right now. No, I'm on air. Party, you on air now? I was just checking. You just started off the conversation, but I'm on air. When I read, I just look at it. I can't do nothing but laugh. What they say? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? You know what I mean? Let me talk about my first thing. Yeah, I might need that president then because I think about my topic and I forget as soon as I say it.
All right, let me help you out. See, you need me after all.
Okay.
After all, just admit it.
I knew that. I was testing you. I don't like being green, baby. I like my topic. Can I be blue when I do my topic?
Baby, just stop stalling and do your topic.
That's what I'm doing because that's my topic. That was my segue into play with it. Topic is my experience with timeshares. Let me tell you something. My brother Darnell told us you got one thing to do when you go to Las Vegas. One thing that I suggest, and listen to me. And what did he say not to do, CC?
Buy a timeshare.
What's the first thing we did when we got there?
Bought a timeshare.
Good morning, baby. Let me tell you something, Jack. They can sell you a bill of goods. This is for the novice. This is for everybody that's out there that's getting these free trips and all that kind of stuff like that. Let me tell you something. It costs just as much to get rid of your timeshare as it costs you to buy. Now,
absolutely,
the timeshare was a good idea that we thought, but you know what I mean? To anybody who toes them stepping on, if it works for you, it works for you. But we didn't have good luck because they told us that we were going to be able to stack our points. My wife wanted to see, well, I wanted to see too. We're going to what is it called? Mediterranean cruise.
Yeah.
That's what they told us that we was going to get to use our timeshare for. They was going, we could use our Mediterranean cruise. I want to see that Roman Coliseum. What do you want, CC?
He said, okay, I'm going to send it at 10.
No, no, that's all right. Yeah, it's too late now. I'm going to bed, just like you said. Oh. Hey, but what were you saying? What was the part of the Mediterranean cruise that you were most interested in?
I wanted to go to Italy. Italy.
Venice. We're going to stay 3 days in Venice, the waterways. I want to see the Roman Coliseum. Yeah, that's one of the main things I want to see. But anyhow, they sold us that and told us we would be able to do this and do that. And then the next year they canceled using your points for a cruise. Now, unbeknownst to me, they canceled. I didn't know. But because they canceled it, that meant that I couldn't use them, but they didn't take back the concept that I've been paying you for this timeshare. I won't dwell much with this. This is just a really quick topic. I'm telling you right now, if it's for you, good. If you've been in there for quite some time and you got a timeshare, I know lots of people that haven't. But to those out there, I'm telling you, it's a heck of an expense. You never know how much they're going to charge you at the end of the year for upkeep on some property that you didn't even get to use. You can't go anywhere with the pandemic anyway to use it, but they still want that money from you monthly. I'm telling you, my experience with a timeshare, if you haven't gotten one, don't. Because I found out, by the time you still going on these Groupons and all this kind of stuff like that, you can get to that place just as cheap as the timeshare is giving you. And there's no red tape, and there's no whole bunch of chaos and confusion with it. They are actually telling us they wanted what they want, $5,600 for the lawyer to cancel the timeshare.
Yeah.
$5,000 to cancel a timeshare, it only costs $5,000 or $6,000.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Let me tell you, yeah, it was crazy. Gina, Cece, and I. Cece said, "Well, let's just get rid of it." I thought it was something I could just get rid of because they told us a lie, sold us a bill of goods. We've used it literally once, right? We use it once, baby.
Yeah.
Every time we go to use it, no place is available. None of this, none of that. I thought when I retired, I would use this to see the world. My wife told me she wants to see the world, so why she married the old guy. So I thought this was one of the things I would use. It is not turned out to be that at all, has it? See?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. So anyhow, hey Gloria, good morning.
Good morning, Gloria.
I'll just give you my opinion on it. And this is just my opinion. Sometimes shares work for people. But they told us we'd be able to go. There's no blackouts. It was this, that, and it's not true. None of that has been true. I haven't been able to use it. Now they call you up, giving you a bunch of threatening stuff like that. I thought the funniest thing they said, well, if you don't pay me now, then it's going to affect your credit. Yeah, that'll affect my credit. You should have did that about 5 years ago. You're going to use that line. Run, tell that. All right, y'all. I just wanted to give you that question for people that's out there that don't know. I'm telling you what I know. And I want you to think about this real talk when you go to them seminars. If you get yourself caught up with their young people thinking that you're going to make a good decision, you are going to be stuck with something that'll hinder you and it'll hover over top of you financially for the rest of your life. It's like a dude. You just gave somebody a blank check to take money out your account forever. It literally had me to the point where I had to close the account that they were debiting because that's the only way I could stop them. When I even tried to not put money in. I said, let me take the money out just so it ain't enough for it. They took the money and said, all right, my account said it's a on-carrying debit. So they know that I got money and I'm retired and Cece got money. So just pay us when you want to pay us. So they just went and paid them anyway.
Yeah, you know one thing, people, I know a lot of bills are easier to pay if you just have an automatic debit. But some of these things, once you start them, if they're not for your normal household bills, your mortgage, rent, gas, and electric stuff that you always going to have to pay, then do not set up automatic debit. Because once you start it, then the bank is reluctant to pull back that authorization.
Yeah, you're done. They kept paying this thing. And if you got, I'm not saying we loaded, but I am saying we're not broke. I'm not going to ever claim broke because I'm not broke anymore. I've been broke before, trying to figure out how to get $6 to get a bag of dope in the morning. Well, I'm not living like that anymore. So when people take $100 out of my account, $80, $20, $90 and stuff, I can't tell because we have we got so many things coming out. We own a business. Stuff comes out all day, every day. Plus, my wife is the Amazon queen. You know what I mean? So Gina, they always taking something out. She always buying something and ordering something. I poke my mouth out, and then 2 days later, I use whatever the hell she did. I use everything. My wife
True story.
buy more stuff that I say, oh man, that's sick. I'm sick of it. And then all of a sudden I got to think, I like this, baby. Yeah, you know, she buys a lot of stuff for us. So that's two things that we came up. I started you with beware of the timeshare, and the next thing CC gave you, beware of those automatic debits. Don't tell everybody you want it to automatically come out. If you're gonna pay it, just pay it. Just pay it. Yeah, today. Yeah, speaking of that, Amazon. My wife bought a bunch of books. Gina, what did you buy, baby? What did you use for work? What are they called that you got me for work?
An appointment book.
Appointment books. Got a bunch of books.
I bought you an appointment book, and I also bought you a daily planner.
Yeah, appointment book and a daily planner. You know what I mean? Didn't seem like I really needed them. I got to work when I came home. Was the first thing I told you, baby, about that daily planner.
The book was awesome.
Awesome. It tells you everything. You find yourself writing in there just because you ain't got no life. You don't want nobody to know you ain't had nothing to do today. So you put something in there. Today I went to the movies and I was hanging out with the guys. You in bed. You don't want nobody to know. Just in case somebody read it like it's a diary. You don't want to think you're doing too much. All right, y'all. Let's get to the show. Yeah. I was saying we did it. Every time somebody asked me something, I said, "Yeah, the Harriet Tubman tour was nice." That's the only thing we've done in the last 2 weeks. Okay, y'all. Let's. Any comment on that, Gina, on that topic?
Well, I will say that I've been to one of those seminars, and the person that sent me told me, like your relative told you, but they told me better advice. They said, whatever they say, your answer is no.
Did you follow it?
I stuck to it. I was this close. Close. But I stuck to it. No.
Good morning, Carl. And let me tell you something.
I just enjoyed the vacation, their hot tub, their food. I enjoyed everything they gave me to try to get me to buy something. But I came back. I was like, and at first I was like, dang, I could have taken a vacation. This and that. I'm so glad.
Let me tell you something. The people that do those timeshare presentations are better than any used car salesman you ever seen in your life. You can go in there we went in there knowing full well to say no. We were given that same advice. But after they talked and this and that, and you never really realize that these people are misrepresenting what they're offering, you know. Correct. So it just sounds so good and so easy. It's only a couple $100 a month. You never miss it, and then it come back to bite you. And because the maintenance fees, what people don't realize and what they don't tell you is that the maintenance fees are not fixed. So it might be $200 a year this year, but depending on what they say inflation is and this, that, and the third, next year it might be $700.
They were remodeling our condo. They wanted $978 because they remodeling it. And when we asked them about a room, they didn't have any availability. But you charged me $1,000.
Right.
You know, the deal was so good. We got them. They was 17,000. We got them down to 6,000. And I thought we had really worked them. And then we left. We said, oh, we ain't getting it. And then Gina, we always got this problem with CC. CC, I need to work on CC with this gambling and these slots and stuff, but I can never really work on it because she always wins. It's hard to go up and tell a person not to do something to keep winning that. We was able to pay for the thing with the money she won. They said, oh, you need this as a down payment. We went back to the casino just playing around, right, baby?
Yeah.
I mean, CC's, everything's personal to her, so I don't say that, but let's just say the machine ran till people in the darn casino start coming over there dancing with her. Off the penny machine. They were saying, what did you win? I said, I don't know, but it just keep running. And then a little white lady came over there. She said, they was hugging and dancing and stuff, and it was still running. So we went back down there and bought the timeshare because, hey, we got to come back here, and it's a great deal. And that's, you know, they say, oh God, let us hit let her hit that trifecta or whatever it was she hit. But the devil let you hit the trifecta too. Because we ain't win $6,000 when it was all over with. We gonna need $11,000, $6,000 for that, and $5,000 to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, you just to the young people out there, to the old people out there, to anybody out there, watch with them timeshares. If you don't have it, my advice, only my small advice, mine, CC, and Gina's advice, is don't. It's don't. Especially in this time of this pandemic, you can't get around anyhow. Ain't nobody open. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you. Anything you want to finalize, wrap it up with, CC?
Nope, just don't do it. Don't do it. You'll live to regret it.
Shoot, I told y'all when we went to see Harriet Tubman, I ain't been out the state of Maryland in what, 10 to about 15 years. Can you imagine? I mean, it's not bothering me one little bit. So imagine if I had a timeshare that I had to pay for. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even going anywhere.
And let me tell you something about CC and Gina too. They go out to these events and stuff like that, and they regular women. They got their own money. They gonna buy something. Every gift shop that they come into, they go in there and come out with something. Gina didn't find enough of that she wanted, so she bought puppets. I got puppets. I said, you ain't told me you want. I got puppets. She had to spend some money there. She came out with hand puppets. Oh, didn't she, CC? She had to buy something. We made 3 stops. Her and CC buy something at every stop. But the other last stop, she didn't find nothing she wanted, so she bought hand puppets. She danced around with her fingers. I said, man, that's doing too much. I got a pouch, a waterproof pouch to put my phone in. I'll never use it. But Gina got it around her neck using it. I said, damn, I'm gonna have to use that. That look like that. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's move along, y'all. We having fun. Everybody that's out there this
came back with all the free stuff, though, y'all.
That's right, including that pouch. And I don't know where his is, but he better not touch mine.
Oh, yeah, I got mine. I put mine in my work bag. I look at it after you finish with it. That's cool. Let's sit around your neck. Yeah, you got
for the person that can never find their phone, it's a real good thing to use.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, I already said good morning to BB. I said good morning to Carl. I said good morning to Gloria. Everybody out there in podcast land, good morning. Y'all know we're a feel-good joint. We get up here at 9:30. We still delusional for a minute. Still having a good time. So that's what's going on. We really appreciate y'all for allowing us into your home. But anyway, we're going to move along, get into the show. All right, y'all know who we have, our historian. Our historian is Gina Lee. She'll have her usual 2 topics. She's going to come up with a topic now, then CC will go, then Gina will come back. Hey, look at that yellow. We yelling now, Gina. Look at that. Look at that. Yellow now.
That's right. The yellow is for Gina. You mind your business and do what you doing. The yellow is for Gina.
Here's what all y'all here for. Hey, Max. Here's what they all here for. The segue. Watch this. Watch this. Watch how I do this thing. This Rochester, man. I say. Gina Lee. How you today? What's your topic today? Let's talk.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Party Marty, and good morning, CC again.
Good morning.
Today, I'm going to talk about somebody that you may or may not know. I'm going to start off with her picture. I hope you can see it. Oh, I do it every time.
Yeah.
This is her picture.
Yeah, but I don't know who that is.
You don't know who it is. Now, this picture, I thought, and I've seen it several times, but it was captioned a young Harriet Tubman. And I actually thought that it was
a young Harriet Tubman.
It could favor her, you know. So I just happened maybe about a year ago, I came across this story and I said, that's the same picture. That's not Harriet Tubman. So anyway, her name is Sarah Forbes. I'm sorry. Sarah Forbes. Wait a minute. Bonita.
You know, yeah, she reminds me of Sarah Forbes Bonita.
Sarah Forbes Bonita. That is her name. Okay. Now, she was born actually free in Nigeria, in the Yoruba tribe. And her parents were actually Yoruba royalty. But at the time that she was maybe around 6 or 7, the slave trade was at its peak. And the person that ruled her country, his name was Gizo. And that was his major form of income. And this was a black king. And he was selling his people, making money. Now, we've heard this before, that we were involved in the slave trade as well. It wasn't just whites selling us, and what happened was, where she lived was called the Kingdom of Dahomey. And as I said, he ruled that kingdom, and he got into a war with Britain over the slave trade. And one of their missionaries, his name was James Forbes, and he came to Dahomey to try to reckon with him to stop, you've got to stop this, because at that time Britain had abolished slavery, which was 1833. So in his conversations with the king was like, yeah, but that's my form of income. I ain't stopping nothing. What I'll do, though, to get rid of you, I'll give you some gifts and send you on your way. So he gave him a blanket, a real expensive blanket, and some other little trinkets to take back with him. And he also gave him the slave girl. Well, the slave girl was Sarah Forbes Bonita. Now, her real name was Amoba. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Amoba Aina. And she was born in 1843. And so at the age of 7, he gives her to Forbes just to really get rid of him. But Forbes takes her and realizes that if he doesn't take her, that she's going to be executed. Wow. And because this king was known for his sacrifices, and he was like, if I don't take her, I can see what her fate is going to be. So he said, okay, I'll take her and gift her to the Queen Victoria. Well, he takes her back, and on his journey back, he even stops at a missionary and has her baptized and renames her. He starts calling her Sarah, but he has her name Sarah Forbes Bonita, Forbes being his last name, and Bonita being the name of his ship. So that's where she got that name from. Well, he gets back to England, and he tells the queen about his excursion, and he presents this young girl to the queen. Well, she had actually learned how to speak English very well and was very somewhat refined, even though she was, literally a Black African girl. And the queen was very taken by how much she knew at her age. So the queen was so impressed with her. Now, check this out. She actually decided to pay for her education and her welfare.
Wow.
Queen Victoria. So she sent her to a school back in Africa in Sierra Leone, and she stayed there for 4 years, and she came back to London, and she visited the queen and told her all about, school and everything. And so she stayed with the Forbes when she came back, but she would visit the queen almost regularly, like once a week or so. And so she became friends with the queen's daughter. She became, very well known by the press, because they were just, in amazement how the queen had taken to this girl. And they were saying, for a person of her intellect, it kind of contradicted what everybody felt about African Americans. Well, Africans. They thought all of us were just dumb and stupid, and couldn't learn. So anyway, the queen helps her assimilate into the royal system. She takes her to events. And dresses her in the finest clothing. And as I said, she could speak very well. And the queen's daughter taught her a lot about music. She taught her how to speak French. So as she got older, there was a gentleman named James Davies. And when he was also a former slave from Yoruba, but he had come to America and had started his own business and had done very well. He was making, good money. And he had taken a liking to her, and of course he wanted to marry her. And she didn't really care much for him. But the queen told her that it would be a good idea to go ahead and marry him. At least you'll, have stability and that kind of thing. Well, she did. And they had 3 children. Her first child, a daughter, she named Victoria after the queen. And she had 2 boys. Well, she and the husband's business was in Sierra Leone. So they moved back to Sierra Leone. And when she got back there, just a few months after returning, she started having this terrible cough. And so he figured it was the climate that was causing her respiratory issues. So they went back to London, and her condition just worsened, and they found out her diagnosis was tuberculosis. Wow. At that time, they didn't have a cure for tuberculosis. So, of course, she died. But her daughter went on to write a memoir about her mother, and the press was just taken by this whole story, of a person who was enslaved being befriended by the most, at the time, the most powerful person, and that they considered the most powerful person in the world. And she actually, the queen was actually the godmother to her daughter. So, it was just a fascinating story, because you never know who you might meet in life that might provide some help to you, is the moral I get from the story. And because she was well, I'm not going to say bred, but well read, she could speak, she could carry herself properly, and she just fell into that realm very easily. Even Mr. Forbes, Captain Forbes, said that the crew really enjoyed having her aboard because she was so pleasant and so knowledgeable and able to talk. So, it really changed the minds of a lot of people about how Africans were perceived back then. So that's the end of my story for the first part of my topic. So I just thought that was a unique story. Sarah
Good.
Forbes, Benita.
Good topic, Gina. Good morning, Michael Singletary. Good morning, because that you see out there, Helen Priscilla Tate is my big cousin. That's who I horn to prayer in the morning, God's grace and mercy. She's the one who was taught me, her little cousin, that all we need from God in the morning is grace and mercy. The rest we should be able to go off and do ourselves. That piggybacks into what Gina was saying. Like I was saying, all Gina topics won't always be about the bells and whistles, won't always be about everybody that you know. Some of them is part of what she teaches us on Friday at 11 o'clock. Did you know? That right there was just some knowledge about being a Black person and how you got to the point where you could be listening and learning and listening. Somebody made you proud of yourself. Be able to be seen in another light. I'm going to piggyback on this before Cece gives her comment. That's why you always hear me always tell my story. I always tell my story. Dr. Ted always tells me that, and he's fascinated. I'm fortunate enough to have a wife that doesn't say, well, you stop saying that, we don't need to know that, and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not ashamed of my past, because God knows I know my future. I know my future. I'm out here trying to tell a person that God allows U-turns. Dr. Ted has a thing that he says, he has a group that says people can change. Yeah. I'm a West Baltimore dope fiend jailbird thug that weighed 131 pounds with a 29 waist, sitting around locked up with a knotty head, strung out on dope, coke, and ready. My drug of choice, whatever drug I can get my hands on. And a lot of people, when you start didn't be around party, well, I'm afraid of that. You should have been afraid of me. I know Carl Evans or Mad Max from going down to Sandtown. I went down to Sandtown, started playing baseball with a softball team called the Demons. My buddy Will, shout out Will. Good dude. Will, he was like me. He'd been locked up so many times. Well, Will go anywhere he wanted. Everybody knew who Will was. Pretty much did what he wanted to do. And I was down there with Mad Max and Jew and all these Sandtown people, CC Stomping Ground, North and Fulton. I was at home. At home with all these thugs and all that kind of stuff like that. That was fine and well. But eventually I got myself together and got up out of that. I mean, we are from, my son, Jalen, we are from kings and queens. I'm from kings and queens. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody tell you. Don't ever be ashamed. You're not going to ever hear me own broke. Oh, man, you think you said something because he got a boat. You darn right I got a boat. I work for it. It's my boat. Got a young, pretty wife. You darn right I got somebody. She chose me. Got nice toys. Got a Range Rover. Got Jaguars. Got a bunch of whips. Got some nice things. And you ain't going to tell me to be ashamed of my hard work and success. You ain't going to do it. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna tell me to be able to say everything bad about me when you had a chance to. Then when I got some good stuff to say for me to be ashamed, absolutely not. Gina gave you a topic about somebody that showed another side of being a black person, of being an African, of being what they called at that time a Negro. He was educated, well-spoken. She started off as a slave that could be dead, was probably sold for 50 cents. Then somebody just kept going so she could live. God gave her a chance, and she took the best part of her wit to become what she was. And that's what Gina's trying to enlighten us with. Just do your best. Be your best. Be somebody important. Be yourself. Get out there and try to do something with yourself. I'll bring this home for my wife comments, y'all ladies. I try to tell you this, parents and stuff like that. We are in competition with the drug dealers of the world. You keep on sitting over there every time you turn around. Every time your children ask you for something, I ain't got no money. You got a college degree. I ain't got no money. Can I use a car? Don't want you. You got the raggedest car out there. You don't want to never buy the kid no tennis or nothing like that. You're doing everything you can to keep him or her down. Why shouldn't you want to be part of the gang where they telling everybody, yeah, you my friend, you family, I love you. They love you, they're using you. Using you. You may just go out here and get some self. You know, y'all get a decent car so your children will be happy to drive. Gina drove a bomb. We was at the swimming pool. I forgot all about that car. I thought back when she said Gina drove a bomb. We used to have a water. We had a jug of water, a milk jug of water, so the trunk wouldn't pop up.
Trump had to hold the antenna out the window to listen to the radio.
Real talk. And when you heard about some Maypops, them tires was Maypop. They may pop any minute.
No window.
You went up there, no got windows. Another little $5 tire. Yeah. But guess what?
But everybody rode in it though.
Gina didn't give a damn because she's the first one of us to have a car.
Yep, lunchtime. Gina, you going to lunch? Can I go?
Yeah, that's right. Look about now. I got my granddaughter a car when she was in school, but she had a New Yorker. Times didn't change. You know, Pop bought her a New Yorker, but she had good grades, so I bought her what she had. Well, no, I didn't. I gave her a hand-me-down, right? See? It was in front of the door. Bob Barker gave her a hand-me-down. It was a car. I was sitting out there. You did good. I gave you a car. But anyhow, real talk, we're in competition with them. Stop always telling your kids you broke. You standing on there in the corner, and he's sitting over there flashing money, driving a Cressida, got nice tennis. You won't buy the kid nothing. He tell him, stand on the corner, man. Work for me all this week. I get you a pair of Michael Jordans. You will? Guess what? He do get him a pair of Michael Jordans. Now, he don't realize he been standing on the corner now for 4 years because you didn't buy him. He tricked them into standing on the corner that one time for them tennis. He got your kid out there for 4 years because you didn't buy him a pair of tennis.
Yeah.
Pull together, y'all. If you heard her story, it's about somebody that made us proud. Somebody that showed Caucasians another light of us. Showed us who we could be. Showed us that we were handsome. Showed us that we were attractive. Showed us that we were intelligent. That was a good feel-good story. Once again, CC didn't mean nothing to me when she started.
Yeah.
Gina
every time Gina give me topics for her band, I always say, who the heck is that? You know, but I'm always just as interested in hanging on every word, just like everybody else. I just learned so much, you know, all these popular historical figures. Our history dates way back, so they aren't the only ones, you know, not taking anything away from the accomplishments of Martin Luther King and Sojourner Truth and Matthew Henson and all of these famous people, but it's just so many more, and it's so much that we don't know about. So I'm always so happy that Gina gives us the opportunity to learn about these people.
Because a lot of people think, and believe it or not, and a lot of us believe, that our history started with slavery.
Right.
And that's not true. This woman lived in 1833. Harriet Tubman didn't even, wasn't even, well, she was around, but she, I'm saying she was still fighting slavery in 1865 when the Civil War came around.
Wow.
This girl was almost dead.
Right.
And she had lived a fabulous life.
Some things you didn't, you just don't know. Look at my cousin Helen. I call her Big Cuz. She said, "Come on, party." BB said, "I didn't know that was your story, party." See, most people don't want to keep anybody's story. They want to show all the glitz and glamour. You ever hear them, y'all? They talk about their job. This job get on my nerves. This job ain't doing nothing. But then you show, I'm in Acapulco, baby, and my kids is in college, and I got a car. Well, guess who paid for all that stuff you talking about? The no good damn job.
Yeah? Right.
I talk about your job all the time. As soon as something go wrong, I'm going to get human resources. I'm going to call Johnny Cochran. Let somebody say they're going to get rid of you on that job, boy. You all over there now. Where Big Al at? Where's CC at? You know what I mean? You need Claudette. You want every union rep you could get. I thought you said you ain't care nothing about the job.
Right.
Thought you ain't care. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I say, I'm always going to tell my story till it's over. I'm going to tell my story till it's over. God allows U-turns. Like Dr. Ted said, people can change. But the biggest story that I can always tell y'all out there before I go, that's because of foundation. Because I was anchored in Christ. That's because I went to Sunday school. That's because my mother drugged me to church. That's because I already knew what I was doing was wrong. I was never beaten, abused, raped, molested, or abandoned. I chose to be everything that I was. Those were the decisions I made. And God allows free will. Stop thinking that God's making all the decisions for you. He give you a chance and a choice, and you made a bad one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all it is. Gina, that was a good story. Thank you, really. Thank you so much for that.
There was a part that I left out. When she got married, she had 10 horse-drawn carriages and 16 bridesmaids. And the wedding party was made up of white ladies with African gentlemen and African ladies with white gentlemen.
Now, wow. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
The queen paid for everything.
I know that's right.
Hey,
paid for everything.
That Queen was one of her 7 people. One of her 7 friends. You want to see my feature? They were one of my 7, the Queen of England.
There you go.
Know what I mean?
She was the godmother of her first child.
Right. I know that's right. I know that's right.
Just like, I think I mentioned it once before, that shawl that Harriet Tubman wears.
Yeah.
That was Queen given to her by the Queen also.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done this in a while and stuff like that. Can we go tell the people in the audience, the ones that tell everything else, can we do our countdown backwards now? 3, 2, 1. Run, tell that. Y'all tell everything else, you snakes. Run, tell that. Snakes, you want to tell everything else. Run, tell that. Golly, that's a feel-good thing. Had them good people there. Hey, y'all. Well, listen, I feel a little better today. I'm not going to lean on my wife because of that foundation she just gave. Thanks, because. Thank you very much. Grace and mercy. We thank you for it, because. I'm going to segue into my wife now. My wife usually is like to bear bad news with all her topics, but after Gina just now gave us that topic, all we're going to do is use my wife's topic as some information. It's some information. It's current events. My wife, like I'm saying, she gives you some topics and stuff that have us all mad at each other, not talking. Ain't no 2 opinions the same. But my wife says some of the things out here she got to talk about. And if it's a coward, you're going to hear that coward's whole name. She calls
you already know.
Well, CC, thank you very much. This is how I segue in. I'm Party Marty. This is Simply Us. What's your topic today, CC? Let's talk.
All right. Good morning, everybody. CC Taste reporting for Simply Us. And my topic this morning is the Virginia School Board approves controversial transgender policy. Now, let me tell you what that means. On Wednesday evening, the school board approved a new policy expanding the rights of transgender students. Loudoun County School Board approved the policy with a 7-2 vote, and they said that their number one priority is the success of all students and to ensure that they feel safe, secure, accepted, and ready to learn at school. The school division will continue to do its due diligence in creating that environment and remaining open and transparent with all partners, community members, and stakeholders. Now, this policy is called Policy 8040, and it requires teachers to use preferred pronouns, which means that if a child identifies, even though they're born male, if they identify and live their life as female, then they should call them she, her, etc. And it allows gender expansive and transgender students to participate in sports and other activities in a manner consistent with the student's gender identity, and access facilities, meaning locker rooms, restrooms that correspond to their consistently asserted gender identity. Now, what I'm telling you guys right now, these are quotes that I'm reading from them. That's quotes that I'm reading. And they said that the policy follows Virginia's law, which directed districts to consider revised anti-harassment guidelines. Now, there was a school board member, his name is Jeff Morse, that denounced the guidelines.
There she go, calling somebody out by their whole name.
Now, Mr. Morse said the policy is not needed. It does not solve the issues that it purportedly claims to solve, and has forced our focus out of education, and I'll not support it. So they have a few people that are against this. And another member, Mr. Ian Sorkin, said that Mr. Moore should speak to some of our gay and transgender students. Now, there was also a PE teacher, Tanner Cross, that said he wouldn't affirm that a biological boy can be a girl and vice versa because it's against his religion. He said it's lying to a child, it's abuse to a child, and it's sinning against our God. Now, Mr. Cross was suspended, and he filed a lawsuit. Now, the courts in Virginia did not uphold the suspension, but the school board is in the process of appealing. I just wanted to leave you with a quote by James Baldwin. He said, "We can disagree and still love each other, unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist." Now, I heard my husband raise his hand and say that he was one that did not agree. As for me, I don't necessarily agree with this either. I'm kind of on the fence. That's why I read the James Baldwin quote, because in one hand, I say that we should not oppress people. We should not contribute to their right to be who they are. But in the same sense, I don't know. And if this is a school district policy, I'm assuming that this is going to apply to all grades, all students. Some of this stuff, and this is, not the popular opinion, and everybody knows that I don't care. But some of this stuff, I believe, is perpetuated by parents just going too far with allowing their children to freely express themselves. When you're in the second grade, you have no identity. I mean, excuse me, you have no idea about your sexual identity. You still trying to figure out how things work, you know? So I mean, a teenager may be more enlightened to that part of themselves. But when we were coming up, even though your parents would discourage you, but we knew that it was natural for boys to experiment with, they might put their mother's heels on or something like that. But now you have these parents that are telling these children that you feel like a girl inside. That's why you're doing it. Why can't you just be a curious child? You know, so I don't know. I don't know about this one, y'all. I don't really know how to feel. I'm really not as firm with it as I am with a lot of things, but I can say that as a parent, I would have a big problem with a boy in the bathroom with my daughter. It's no supervision in the bathroom. So suppose something happens, they get assaulted, they get raped or something like that. Then I feel like this policy leaves the door open for those kind of things to happen. Now, if you want to create a third space you want to have another bathroom, you want to have another locker room someplace, I don't think that people, that are transgender should be ostracized, but I believe that you should give them their own space so that not only will they be comfortable, but everybody else will be comfortable. In men's bathrooms, they have urinals. It would be uncomfortable for a boy if a girl walks in there while they're using the urinal, even if she called herself he. They still know that that's a girl. So I think that in an effort to be inclusive, sometimes that we go too far. I'm all for creating safe spaces for transgender people so that they will feel comfortable, so that they will not feel ostracized, so that they will feel included. And I'm not for exclusion, but I think that we got to come up with a better plan than this.
Good topic. Excuse me, Gina. Let me go first, please. Let me explain. You already gave mine. I couldn't really even give what I'm saying because you said it so well. I bow out to call my friend Mad Max Carl Edmonds, who's watching. I just want to let you know the things that go on in the bathroom in school. We cruel. Some of us guys and stuff are cruel. You get what I'm saying? You come in there and dainty and stuff like that. You want to be this. They just be having a bad day. Them guys will rape you, beat you, do anything. Nobody will ever hear you scream. You have no idea what it's like when 4 or 5 people jump on you. There's nothing you can do to defend yourself. It's nothing you can do to defend yourself. I'm just letting you know that is a dangerous precedence that they're setting up. It's dangerous for somebody to consider themselves. Now, I don't have any problem. Like I'm saying, I grew up with a lot of persons' sexual preference. Well, I know so many persons that was, fool with guys and fool with girls. And somebody said, hey, whatever you do behind closed doors, whatever you do is fine and well. We out having a threesome. We agreed to have a threesome. Ain't nobody being raped. Some of these things are okay. You get what I'm saying? But when you start talking about, like my wife said, somebody in the 3rd grade making this decision, now my granddaughter Tawny I was so mad at Tawny about, she went to, where'd she go? Rosewood, Rosemount Elementary School. And she was in the pilot where you graduate from the 5th to go to the 6th, but then they made the 6th grade in elementary, then they made the 7th grade, and then they made the 8th. Well, you talk about 1st and 2nd graders in a bathroom with 8th graders. They all go boys' bathroom, girls' bathroom. It's nothing that they could do with them dumb 8th graders if you in the 3rd grade. You set yourself up to fail. There's no way you can defend yourself. There's no way you can defend yourself. Sandtown, West Baltimore, Emerson and Bryce, North and Pulaski, Easterwood Park showed me. Overnights in the penitentiary, Butler Building, Hagerstown, City Jail, BCCC, JI showed me. If enough people decide they want to have their way with you, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And you talking about elementary school kids. Like my wife said, people in the 2nd and 3rd grade, they don't know. Some of them are just curious.
Right.
The devastation that'll happen to them, that beating, that rape, that plunder, that pillage, that thing that happened to them when they were 9, 10, 11 years old will never leave. Will never leave. I'll leave this one last thing. Gina Lee and I grew up with the same staying as teenagers. Larry Walsh taught us that, and it's haunted me all my life. Larry Walsh say, when somebody do something to you, what you do to them, Gina? Make them leave you alone?
Beat them bad enough. Beat them bad.
Beat them bad enough, they'll leave you alone. Beat them bad enough, they'll leave you alone. I have in my mind, seriously, real talk.
I don't care. Around with that.
All the time. I don't care what the audience think. I don't care what everybody in the fight think. I don't care about nothing else. But whoever I was fighting, my main thing was one thing: to hurt you to the point where you never bothered me again. I don't care who said, oh yeah, he won, he beat up Party. Anybody in the audience can think whatever they want. Anybody in the circle, everybody in the school can say whatever they want. But whoever that I was fighting, they said, man, that dirty MF bit me. They ain't never been bit before. He poked me in the eye, man. I thought the fight was over. We walking down the street, we said it's over. He hit me in the back of my head. I made sure that I put you in a position that you would never bother me again. I tried to traumatically give you that edge that I could have, that you never wanted to bother me again. And that has stuck with me to this day. And a bad from beating CC and Gina, you know it. Don't nobody hear you scream. Don't nobody break up. Don't nobody break up. I'm just telling you my opinion. All I see is the hurt from it, the physical. All I see is the physical. You know what I mean? I understand his concept. I agree with some of that. Maybe they can, but as we say, you just never won the shot put competition as a man. Now all of a sudden next year, you in the shot put competition, you're a female. And I've been practicing throwing the shot put for 10 years so I could get to the Olympics. Now I'm throwing it up against a man. Max, what did Max say?
That's Gloria.
What Gloria say?
She said, yes, true that.
True that. Yeah, some things you can't do. I mean, from being that godforsaken Sandtown hole, y'all was up on Baker Street, on Poplar Grove and stuff like that. Man, enough people jump on you, Jack. Ain't nothing you could do. Nothing you can do. Gina?
Okay, here I go.
That's the dear thing.
I think they made the right decision.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this is, and the reason I say that is because just like with this vaccine, it's their choice. Can't take away people's choices. You know, if they want to identify as a certain gender, and now people are at least open for discussion regarding these issues. I mean, I just read an article just a day or so ago where a school is banning all Black Lives Matter shirts and flags and anything that has any ethnic or political statement on it, anything, books, whatever it is, you can't bring it to the school. No pride, those rainbow flags, nothing that represents, gay life. Can't bring any of that to the school. So some of the teachers agreed with it. Some of the teachers didn't. And they went to the school board and it was voted. The school board voted 4-3 to ban these things. And I personally, I mean, I agree with you when you say that children may not be able to make up their minds about their sexual orientation at such an early age. But until you meet one and have a conversation with one, which I have, will you understand? So I think, and Loudoun County is one of the richest counties.
It's one of the wealthiest counties in the United States.
And for them to vote for that policy, I would think that they've thought this through. So maybe they do have male, female bathrooms, and then maybe another bathroom that's co-gender. Maybe. I don't know.
See?
No, they don't. And the school board, let me just say this, that I've had, and I understand exactly what Jen is saying, because I have had a conversation with a young person who is transgender, but they were a teenager. And a lot of the parents that came to the school board meeting felt like they did not have a voice. They did not have any input in this decision-making process. You know, they feel like they were shut out. They feel like their voices were not heard. And I am not, I just think that they have to put some more safeguards in place. I think that they need to put some more safeguards in place, because everybody's is just as important to protect the rights and freedoms of the transgender youth as it is to the protect the rights of the ones who aren't transgender, you know. And I just hope that they put some more into this. I think that it's a good start just to have the conversation, because it needs to be had, because this is not some anomaly that happens every once in a blue moon. This is commonplace in the society that we live in. So I'm glad too that the conversation has started, because I agree with the school board members that everybody should have a right to feel comfortable, to feel included, to feel like it's an environment that's conducive to learning. But I just don't want one person's rights to be in spite of another's, you know. So I just think, I mean, I applaud them for even having the courage to put this on the table and to start this discussion, because it's important. It's a big part of our society, so it's very important. But I just hope that at the end of the day, that they make sure, I mean, that was all the detail that was gone into, but I'm sure it's a much more detailed plan than just that broad stroke. And I just hope that in that plan that they take into consideration to make everybody feel comfortable and included.
You know, I like the way that we, first of all, per usual, Cece, good topic. Everybody's going to have their opinion, per usual. She always does her research. Our historian, Gina Lee, is a beast. A beast. Our current event, Cece, is a beast. And I like to think that I'm proud of myself on the job that I do, to be the thumb with this thing. I try to do as well as I can as a moderator. I do as well as I can to keep it together. And I'm saying I'll play devil's advocate to that. We are not, let me say this before I go to my part. We want everybody to know we're not a black show. We're not a white show. We're an informative show. We don't always have to agree. And one thing I love about Gina, if she doesn't agree, she will say, I don't agree. I don't agree. Y'all be somebody important. Be yourself. Don't be a puppet. Don't be a puppet.
I agree with CC in this case. I'm just I'm surprised that, like she said, that they even put it on the table to discuss it. Not Loudoun County.
Yes, because Loudoun County, and for those that don't know, just like Gina said, Loudoun County is one of the richest counties in the United States. I mean, these are people with means, people with money. You know,
I'm sure probably Obama and all of them probably used to live outside of Loudoun County when they was in DC.
Right.
You know, but you know, I agree with her. You know, I needed to to state that I also agree with those who want to represent themselves in a different light. That's all.
What did Bonnie say?
There it is. Good morning, my dear friends. Be blessings to you all. Love you.
Good morning, Bonnie. Let me tell you, but one thing that I like what Gina says, she personally has an opinion on it because she knows somebody in it. I don't know not one. I don't know not one that I've sat down and talked with that's a transgender. I know persons that guys that like dinglings, you know what I mean? Girls are like that. I know those kind of things, but I don't know anybody that I can really say was this. Now, my opinion was based on CC's topic of being elementary schools and kids in elementary school. You know what I mean? There's a difference when you're 17, 18, you made your choice. You're 20, 25, that's something. My conversation was about kids in elementary school who are still promiscuous, who still haven't really made up their mind on what they're doing. I'm just saying some things traumatize them. Me and CC work in the field, BB. We work in the field. Gloria works at doing the same thing. Because Linda, we call her Nisi, Ursul's wife. She's a nurse. And I feel, I'm going to tell y'all, real talk, bad things happen to good people. I know traumatized people, all because of one event. All because of one event. I tell a story, I'm not ashamed to say, as tough as I was, as tough as I thought I was, the first day that I was over city jail back in the day and I was going down the hall, me and Count was, Count, that's what's up, Jack, you know what I mean, everything was all right, and I knew I had that attempt murder charge on me. I was walking down that hall and they opened up that door to that man's yard and I looked out there and saw 763, 64 inmates, Arnold Mitchell, Michael Mosby and them, Mike Duck walking the yard, Boo-Eye and them running around there all crazy. You know what I mean? Slimmy Cole and them doing what they're doing. They're playing baseball with bats. I literally, and there's 3 guards to go out there with you with 700 inmates. Just in case y'all don't know, I'm telling you the reality. I'll tell you what I do know. I know them God-forsaken penal systems. And I have never been so overwhelmed and devastated in my life as when I saw that. The fear was so thick you could cut it with a knife. But the boy Count saved me. He was walking by, he grabbed me, put his arm around. Yeah, Party, them Ravens is all right. He said, Party, don't let them see that. Don't let them see that. Don't let them see you scared, Party. If somebody watching right now, they can tell you scared, Party. I was afraid. The first thing I wanted, tough West Baltimore Party, Marty. Does anybody know what you want when you're really afraid? Do you know? Anybody know who you want when you're afraid? Gina, CC, anybody in podcast land?
God.
Your mother.
Your mother. Tough as you are, you scared yourself, you want your mother. That's the first thing I thought about. What have I done? She told me this was going to happen. 5 of us got knocked off and stuff like that, and I supposed to be the chump. I'm locked up with some hitters, and the only person didn't tell was me. I ain't gonna tell. They all told. And the one went to jail. But anyhow, y'all, I'm just telling you, fear is something. Fear is something. You don't know how to make a decision. Something bad can happen to you. Rob, pillage, and plunder. Beaten, abused, raped, molested, and abandoned. Something bad can happen to y'all at a young age, and you literally never get over it. Right?
Yes. And another thing is, you know, Gina, that is it's important that these things are brought to the table because a lot of these laws are antiquated. They are not designed for the society in which we live today. You know, a law 50, 60, 70 years old, a law, you know, this kind of thing was not talked about then. You know, it was taboo then. And a lot of these laws reflect that. So it's important that that educators and people in positions of power bring these things, put them on the table, because we need laws and legislation that reflects the society that we live in today. And the only way that happens is if we start to have these difficult conversations. You know, I'm sure that it's an uncomfortable situation or conversation for the parent and the transgender child. And it's just as difficult for the little girl, little boy who identifies with their biological identity and their parents. You know, so we have to have these conversations so that one side can understand the other. And when we say it out loud, when we have the conversation, then sometimes we see things in a light that we did not see them in originally. And that's the beautiful thing about open dialogue. You know, that's the beautiful thing about us with this podcast, is that we don't always see things in the exact same light. But for somebody else to tell you a different perspective may give you a chance to sit down and reevaluate yours. So that's the important thing about just putting this on the table.
Some of the things like you were saying, CC, old laws. Have y'all ever really noticed a school bus when it go across the train tracks? Do you ever notice what a school bus does when it goes across the train tracks? It gets on the train tracks and it stops and opens the door. Probably never even noticed that, have you? Mm-mm. When you get on the train tracks or the subway or the light rail, something like that, a law has been that the school bus gets over there and opens the door. It's supposed to be looking down to see if a train's coming. Why would your dumb ass stop on the track and look down to see if a train is coming? That law is probably 100 years old, but yet to this day, watch a school bus. He gets right over there, gets on the train track, stop, open the door, shut the door, and pull off. And if you don't do that, it's a ticket. You know what I mean? Some laws and stuff have changed. Remember in the kindergarten, Gina used to tell us red light, green light, orange light. Red light means stop. Green light means go. Orange light says wait until you know. What do you mean wait until you know? Every time it go from green, it go to orange, it's going to go to red. You always know which way it's going. It's going to red. It ain't never an orange light and then it go back to green. As a kid, they told us red means stop, green means go, orange means wait until you know. You gotta wait there to see what it's going to do.
And see that's what I mean. That these things are fluid. You know, they're always changing. So the laws and the policies have to reflect that. Just like you said that when I was coming, and I'm about 20 years younger than you. When I was coming up, red meant stop. Green means go. Yellow means be careful. You better go slow. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's right. See, yeah, you're right. Hey y'all, what an awesome show. What an awesome team we have. We're gonna go and let Gina get hers in, so you know what I mean, we can keep it going. But I still want to say, I gotta say this. Shout out to me. I picked a hell of a team. And Dr. Ted is in Hawaii, still up there spitting out some knowledge. I picked a hell of a team, yo. These topics and stuff like that just aren't a regular topic. That's not what you're regularly talking about in the bar. It's not what you're just talking about when you're kicking it. These are topics that people are bringing to you that did some research to bring it to you. Antiquate? Is that the word, C?
Antiquated.
Antiquated. What does it mean?
Means old. Antique.
Okay. See what I'm saying? She just threw that word in there. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to hate on my wife for throwing that word in there. I'm going to learn that word and use that word.
Right.
I'm gonna learn that word and use that word. Gina took us over there. Gina's been to the Harriet Tubman tour 5 times. Gina needs medicine. Gina's crazy. Harriet Tubman, that's what I said. Gina needs medicine. She need to find something else to do with herself. Guess what? Gina Lee's going to the Harriet Tubman tour 6 times because I'm going back and I'm gonna pay her way. I'm going to that Harriet Tubman tour till I get tired of it. I didn't see, as I look back, Gina, I don't think I seen nothing from it. I really do. I'm gonna start that with scratch. It was CC. It was so much stuff in there. It was so much to learn. We really didn't even touch on the tip of this Harriet Tubman tour. We really didn't, and we had the best. This guy, Ira Cunningham, is about the best tour guide that you could possibly have. Gina told us about him, and she still didn't do him justice. This man talked so many things. There was so much information going on. And when it's all over with y'all, these things that we're talking about right now on this podcast, that lady said something that was real heavy. This is not Black history. This is American history. These topics right here affect everybody. Gina said how she knows why she has her opinion about being a transgender, because she knows a transgender. I'm 64 going on 65. I'm a world traveler and I go everywhere and been everywhere. I know people that have sexual tendencies of the other persuasion. But do I know a literal transgender that I've ever talked to, been in the presence with, kicked it with, and got their opinion? No. So like Gina said, until I do, I'm going to keep an open mind. I'm going to keep an open mind. I can't go off and say, Gina, I think of it this way. Wait a minute. Like she said, Party, do you know any? Drum roll, please. No. What did CC and Gina both say? Somebody did some research in this. We ain't talking about somebody down in the hood. Talk about them going to put boys on the bathroom of girls in black paint and then draw a line to it. Talking about one of the richest countries in what, Baltimore, Maryland? Where? How rich are they?
They're in Virginia, but they're one of the richest counties in the country.
In the country, you see what I'm saying? So we ain't talking dope, coke, and breadies. We talking Fortune 500. You see what I'm saying? So like Stacey said, they did some legwork. If you want to have an opinion, then be Gina. Know somebody that you can talk to and get an opinion on.
Okay, let me give you what Gloria Evans is saying. Gloria said, okay. I'm uncomfortable with the fact little children in bathrooms with older children with no guidance. And as for transgender, gay, lesbians, I feel as though they do need to be protected more than just thrown into the same bathroom, because everybody does not feel the same way about them as I do, or maybe you. And we have family members you want to be protected in that matter. That's just my opinion. Protection.
And what an awesome opinion it is. Hey, Gloria, Max, if you're listening, think about this. Chester the molester. Think about somebody that act like they transgender just so they can always be in the darn bathroom with the kids. I'm gonna act like I like girls and stuff. I like all guys and stuff. But guess what? You right over there in the bathroom with the girls, getting to see all the breastises and vaginas that he wants. You just never know what's going on with here. I just think that that's just an awesome topic. I think we should do some research on that. And if you will, CC, you know, some of these, I need one of the shows and stuff, Gina, we might need you and CC to put that together. We want to catch up. We have so many topics. I like to have one of the shows or something like that, maybe on the off day, or even if we do a little earlier. No. Okay, let me say this to you too. Gina and I will get together and decide on this, but we may be taking our podcast to all 11 o'clock. We may be taking everything to 11 o'clock instead of 9:30 Tuesday and 9:30 Thursday. We'll talk about this. They all may be at 11 o'clock because we want to make sure that we reach the masses as much as we can. Because I want to let you know, y'all, if you want to learn something, listen to us. If you want some information, try Simply Us. We ain't coming out nothing slick. And if we hit you with a big word, we're going to tell you what it means so you can implement it in your regular conversation. But y'all, we got something to offer, Jack. We got something to offer. We kind of smart. We kind of smart. Real talk. We got from all adversity. You know what I mean? Gina, historian. We got the current events. And you got Party, who's a down-to-earth right person. And then we got a doctor with a PhD. So we'll talk to you. We may be putting this thing out so more people can catch us at, because that's what somebody told me, Gina. They would say, you know, right there when I do that, that's at the beginning of the day. But 11, I like y'all podcast so much, I will set up my lunch break to watch it. I said, wow, are you serious? He said, yeah, 9:30, I can't really do nothing. But if I know that you on from 11 to 12, 12:30, I will go to lunch then. Because I got a phone, it's on my phone, and I'll get to watch it then. So some things we maybe, got to touch on and learn. That was a really good subject. All right, y'all. Gina, you got 2 topics?
Yep.
There you go. Let me do my segue. Gloria, that was a good point that you made. Thank you very much for it. BB, everybody with your points, thank you very much for your participating. That's everybody. Just an awesome audience that we have. Keep it up. Gina Lee, topic number 2. My segue. Let's talk.
Okay. Topic number 2. This I guess it would be surprising, but it's not. There's a Baltimore police officer who has been paid his original salary since 2002, and he hasn't been on the job. Okay.
What do you mean hasn't been on the job?
Okay, I'm getting ready to tell you the story.
Let me finish. Just say it, Gina. Let me finish.
Okay.
See, Party, let me finish. Can I finish, Party?
A police officer is supposed to be able to, wait a minute, I'm going to give you their duties. Supposed to be able to maintain order, detain and arrest suspects, serve arrest warrants and summonses, and testify in court. Okay? He wasn't doing none of that.
Straight to the point.
So from fiscal year 2020, this officer made nearly 600 from 2016 now, he made $600,000 and $158,000 in overtime.
So okay, go ahead. Go, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You got us confused now.
Right.
It was a written response to a report that the police commissioner was informed that this man was taking advantage of the system. The job, like I said, his job description, he couldn't fulfill any of that. He was hired in 1990, but he was placed on administrative duty in 1993 following an off-duty accident. Okay? He came back to work a year later, and they were supposed to have an administrative hearing in regards to his situation. That's 94. Okay? But that hearing did not take place until 2002, 11 years later. Okay? And the report allowed him to remain employed by the Baltimore Police Department, ability to make arrests, carry a service weapon, and wear a badge.
You
So he was administrative assistant or secretary or something.
Precisely, which they said, according to the people that did the report, that the duties of the officer could have been carried out by a civilian employee with a salary, an annual salary of $44,000 a year.
There you go.
And in the fiscal year of just last year, 2020, just 2020, and he wasn't on the street at all. He made $92,548.
Oh my God.
Okay. So they say that this is a travesty. Yes, it is. The police commissioner claims that the situation is similar to an officer who is medically able to return to work, but would have to leave the department that he was in. That's how the commissioner is trying to rectify it. But on August 1st, he was terminated because they couldn't. There was no reconciling this. There was no reconciling.
As much as they tried to justify it.
Right.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Hey, Gina, Bunny said what had happened was.
What had happened was exactly.
Somebody. Y'all want to know something else? I want you to think about this because we came from that system, Gina.
I know. When I saw this, I thought about your whistleblower. I thought about it.
Hey, Gina, you know CC, he been working 20 years then. He can now retire.
Right, with full benefits because the correctional officers
retire to stay home the rest of his life.
Right,
man.
that's the same system that we were under as state employees, and the correctional officers or law enforcement retirement system is a 20-year retirement.
20 years. How long has this been going on, Gina? Over since 2 decades. That's 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. They
can fire him, and guess what? Now he can file for his retirement and Social Security. Boy, oh boy, you can't make this shit up.
But but you know what? The crazy part about all of that is they'll sit back and swear us down that they don't have money for extra officers and all of this stuff. But when they do these audits and stuff, they always find these kind of things where money is going wasted. And you can't tell me how many commissioners have we had in office since then. You know what I'm saying? Nobody picked this up. You know, nobody realized that they could save $25,000 a year by having a civilian employee do that same job.
You know, something else too, people don't pay much attention to numbers is my thing. My wife always tells me I like numbers. People don't pay much attention to numbers. Gina says $600,000. You know they got a word for 600,000. You know what it is? That's over $500,000. He sat home and collected over $500,000. Over $500,000. And then guess what? You got somebody over there like Gina who finds this in a week, 2 weeks. And you gonna tell me that they couldn't stop it in 20 years?
Right. 20 years. Just like Bunny said, they knew.
Couldn't even have the meeting.
Couldn't even have the meeting. What Bunny say?
She said they knew.
Oh yeah, they knew. Yeah, it was somebody.
Nephew, it was somebody. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
It was somebody. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, our shows are always different. This was what I would like to call an informative show. You got some knowledge out of this one if you was listening. I know I did. You know, put your thinking caps on. Learn something. Put your thinking caps on. Learn something. Gina told you about somebody to be proud of that spent her time making the world aware that we aren't all black monkeys. We aren't ignorant. We all ain't what Hatton was, like Bunny say. We ain't all that. We got persons that's prominent that was friends with the Queen of England, who was educated by the Queen of England's money. Yeah. We got CC that told us about transgenders. Your opinion on them being able to have their own space or merging with everybody else. We found out about one of the richest counties in the country, which I didn't know. It's not my forte. And then Gina told you that some people over there taking out damn money. $500,000. We talking about we ain't got money for overtime. We could do some of that $500,000 we gave him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what's up. Gloria went out there and hit us with her opinion. Gloria said, you know what I mean? You need to think this thing through, but where? Unless you, Gina, have somebody that you can tangibly say, let me ask you a question. You know, somebody go over there talking about, yeah, man, over there in jail or something like that. Yeah, you was locked up. Now I ain't been locked up. Then how you know? Well, you know about the jail. You ain't never been locked up. You don't know nothing about that fear in that mass yard being scared to death. You don't know. You start talking about being on drugs and off drugs. You ain't been on drugs. You don't know. Well, y'all need to get yourself together. CC told us it's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. Ain't no different than having diabetes. Ain't no different than having a blood clot. Some of this stuff is a mental illness. Last but not least, if you want to get somebody's opinion on some of this topic, why don't you ask somebody who knows the topic or is the topic, like Gina says. I'm telling you because I have a transgender person that I know that I talk with. Not that I saw across the street, my neighbor that I talk with. You want to learn some things, y'all. Try to ask some people some things so you can get some information. Well, y'all, this was a different show. No matter how they are, we still in here over an hour and a half. No matter what the topics are, whether they bang, whether they shoot them up, whether they knowledge, whether they swimming pools, but we still give you an hour and a half in your home, in your head, in your living room, your dining room, your porch, in your car. We give you what you need. So we'll be letting you know a little later after we as a panel decide on if we're going to still be on at 9:30 or 11. You know what I mean? I don't make that decision. The panel makes that, and the panel with CC and Gina. Because literally they do the work. Me and Ted, we talk on any topic there is. But all this work that goes into all this planning, all these podcasts, all this trips and stuff like that, they're done by two people and two people only, Gina and CC. So when time comes when y'all in these groups and stuff like that, the person that's doing the work should have a bigger decision-making part in the decision. I bow out and let them make the decision. We'll find out if we'll be going on 11 or we'll be going back on at 9:30. But two things for certain and one thing for sure, right, y'all? We will be going on. Yes. We will be going on. Hey, y'all, hands up to a great show. Hands up to a great show. You know what? This one left me a little different. This, I don't know about you, Gene and CC. This one left me a little different. This, for some reason, I'm puzzled, baffled as hell. I am. I just feel a little different. Usually I'm a rah, this, you know what I mean? Or sometimes say, this one really has me puzzled. I think I'm going to do some legwork and some research on all three of them topics. And if somebody out there, please do some research on my topic, them timeshares. Getting yourself over there with some direct withdrawal out of your account. Find out about that stuff before you do it. So that's it. Okay, y'all. Closing thoughts, CC. Well, wait a minute. Before we do closing thoughts, CC, tell us about the new variant of the virus. Tell us what we need to do. Where we at?
It's still the Delta variant is still surging, and as of today, the CDC has approved vaccinations for pregnant women. So they said they do not create or present an increased risk of miscarriage, and they have done extensive study on this. So for those out there, I watched a story this morning about a young man whose wife just delivered a baby 2 weeks ago, and she delivered a healthy baby, but she had COVID, and now she's still in the hospital fighting for her life.
Yeah.
It's just important. I know that previously there wasn't much data on whether this was safe for pregnant women, but now we know that it is. We know that after you give birth to a baby, you want to be around to see that baby grow up and become an adult and experience that every step along the way. So protect yourself, protect your family, get the vaccine, wear the damn mask, because the numbers are up. Florida, Texas, up more than they have been in 6 months. So
what was 29,000 something? Somebody was saying on the news today.
Yeah, that was 29,000 in one day in Florida. So we gotta remain vigilant. We have to know
that was Friday.
Yep.
That was in a day.
That was in a day. We have to know that this is not over.
And we run around. I'm gonna tell y'all how crazy this sounds. Let's give it to you so that you'll understand how confused people are. Lamar Jackson, our quarterback, has not officially signed his contract yet. He's looking at making $45 million a year. $45 million a year. And do you know he's steady missing game because he did not get the shot? And he turns around and says, I have to make the decision. I need to talk to the team doctors. What damn doctor would tell you not to get the shot? Y'all, what kind of bad information are y'all getting?
And by the way, they have also approved a booster shot for the immunocompromised. That has also been approved. And they say that by fall, they are looking at getting approval for 12 and under. So this stuff is constantly evolving. But one thing that has not changed is the danger that this virus presents to health and life. And we have to know that just as easily as some of these districts and these mass restrictions went away and everybody feel like we out of the woods, look around you and pay attention. They're coming back. Baltimore City has reimposed its indoor mask mandate, vaccinated or unvaccinated. So we're slowly but surely moving backwards. So everybody just do your part.
I looked at them yesterday at the Oreo game. They are at the Oreo game again with masks on.
And they had stopped the Ravens game this Saturday with masks on.
With masks on. And Gina, how do you know that?
Because I'll be working there, and they better have it on, or they ain't coming in.
And that is a managing supervisor in the security at Raven Stadium. It's not a game.
That's the way I say it.
And she said and she's an advocate for it. You know what I mean? So you ain't coming by her with some slick stuff. I'm gonna put it on. I'm putting it on there, then put it on there. You feel me, y'all? We playing with this thing, man. We gonna be in the Stone Age again. We're gonna be right back in the Stone Age again. I don't know.
What I'm really afraid of. I'm afraid that by fall there'll be something else. It's just if they don't do what needs to be done now.
Absolutely. And we got a couple of people that watch that are nurses and stuff. And Maurice and I have healthcare backgrounds as well. Viruses mutate. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. They change, they mutate. That's where this Delta variant came from. It is a mutation from the original virus. So, if you don't vaccinate, some people do or do not do it because of their own reasons, and who am I to judge? But just like Gina said, mask it or casket. The choice is yours.
Mask it or casket. Hey, Jack, that's kind of hot. That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt there. Hey, Cece, can you put up right off? Do you have Tony's information for the back to school giveaway?
I do. I do.
Y'all, tomorrow, myself, Party Marty's Moon Bouncers, my lovely wife and myself, and Tony Splits, TNT Enterprise, will be giving away our back to school giveaway. Will be tomorrow. To read it, please, see.
August 13th, this Friday, which is tomorrow, at 600 Poplar Grove Street. Free book bags, haircuts, entertainment, free food, and more.
If you want to see what we look like in person, we'll be there tomorrow. You know, we might even. I'm Gina Lee's Roman reporter, so I know I'll be there. You know, talking about putting it together, setting up, and what have you. We don't know where Gina's going to be, but we'll find out tomorrow. But I'll probably be doing my podcast as the Roman reporter from Gina Lee. Did you know tomorrow? At the
I might as well do my report from there.
Well, there you go. You want to meet the team? You can come down there tomorrow to see what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And if you want to see Gina in action, come see it. Go ahead, see.
Didn't he say the festivities really don't start till, I think he said
2 to 7. 2 to 7. I apologize. I didn't give you guys the time.
That's okay.
I gotta put it up. We at 11 o'clock. We're gonna be putting up tents. We're gonna be getting stuff together. The street will be ready. I gotta put up moon bounces. We can show people what goes into it, and I can, you know, you can interview the people that's doing this thing because all the neighborhood is out. All the stores are participating. It's gonna be big to do. It's gonna be a bang thing. So we just now found out exactly where Gina Lee's gonna be tomorrow. And did you know? So 11 o'clock, come in and join and see what I do with my money.
So I have to put the snowballs off till next Friday.
Hey, guess what? It's funny.
But we will have some snowballs at the event.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm giving away. Yeah, my snowball machine will be there. We're giving away snowballs.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. All right, Gina Lee, closing thoughts.
I just want to say, pray for all these people in these wildfires. I read an article yesterday, and it really kind of made me think. In Siberia, the fire that they're dealing with now, Siberia is the coldest. Desert, isn't it? It's the coldest place in the world. The coldest place in the world is Siberia, and now they have a wildfire that is bigger than anything in the U.S., plus anything in Canada, plus anything in Turkey or Greece. Their one fire is bigger than all of them put together.
In the coldest place in the world.
In the coldest place in the world. Now tell me this isn't biblical. You know?
Wow.
So pray for them people. Pray for everybody that's dealing with these wildfires. This is really, it's devastating to a lot of folk. A lot of folk.
Wow. Thank you, Gina. CC, closing thoughts.
I just gave you my closing thoughts.
Okay. CC closing thought is always the same. Get the damn shot.
Mask it or casket. Gina just gave us a new one to use. Mask it or casket.
Hey, Brian Samuels, this is CC's cup right here. If you want to know about these things that people make, ceramic signs, something like this, Brian Samuels, he does this. He did this for CC. CC considers herself the #2 Raven fan because I'm #1.
I'm number one because I have 2 CC mugs.
Yeah, no, I'm #1 because I'm the one that paid for them. Anyway, Gordy Green is another person that does all those things, you know. So that's their thing. Okay, y'all. Thank you for an awesome show, everybody. I don't think we have to clap again because we already know we did an awesome job. And y'all clap for what you got, Gina?
Look, Gina said, what y'all talking about?
Hey, Lamar Jackson, get the damn shot.
Get the damn shot.
Get the damn shot, Lamar.
Shot. You damn idiot. Jesus Christ. You're going to jeopardize $45 million a year. This is the second time that you've been diagnosed with COVID and had to be put in that protocol. You don't mess around in caucus.
Yeah, 2 times in 8 months. Listening to his mother.
Yeah, damn fool. All right, y'all. Let me sing my song as I go because I really feel good about the work I did today. May the work we've done speak for me. May the life I've lived speak for me. When I'm resting in my grave, oh Lord, may they all say, may the service we give on this podcast speak for me. Hands up, everybody, for another great show. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we will be down at the back of school giveaway on Poplar Grove and Emerson Avenue, Poplar Grove and Harlem Avenue, Lambville. Just go there, look for the balloons, look for the moon bounces, the noise, the DJ. Bring a chair if you want to be out there. If you want to help pay for a haircut or something like that, we take any donations. You want to drop something off as a form of donation, be there. Hey, y'all.
Thank you so much to everybody who's already given us donations. We sincerely appreciate it. And it was greatly needed, and it'll help some child. So hats off and bravo to everybody.
Put up the phone number again, just in case somebody didn't get it.
Will do. And anybody that hasn't made a donation, it would like to make a donation, you can text Party Marty. Here's his number, 410-800-6628. And those that want to know what his Cash App is, just put the phone number into the search and you will get his Cash App. No, just the straight phone number.
Hey, here's another treat we got for y'all. If you would like to be part of the podcast, if you want to see what we're doing, get down there tomorrow between the hours of 11 and 11:30. We'll be down there. You'll get to meet in the flesh Gina Lee, our historian. In the flesh, CC, our current events. In the flesh, yo, you know me, I'm Party Marty. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow. Anybody want to send any type of donation, please send it to my Cash App, 410-800-6628. 410-800-6628. Be somebody important, y'all. Be somebody important. Be yourself. See y'all tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Hands up, hands up. Kim Davis, first of all, because, like she always say, you want to have a good day, God gave you the first part. He's giving you his grace and mercy. Kenny Davis, take us home, baby. Take us home. Now go out and have a great day on purpose. Have an awesome day. Love you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.